So a while back I did some work on this car to try and get rid of a squeaking noise that I heard up here in this header panel, and it turns out it's not really a squeaking so much, it is a rattling. It's actually a really common thing on these NC Miatas. But let's talk for a minute about Mazda and Loctite. So Loctite, sometimes known as thread locker, is a sort of adhesive material that you put on the threads of a screw or bolt to keep vibration or whatnot from coming out. It has a similar function to a nylock nut, but you can apply it as needed. And it's something that Mazda seems to be locked in an abusive relationship with. There's two main types of thread locker or Loctite. I think Loctite's the brand, but it's kind of become like Velcro where you just use it to refer to all of this type of thing. But there's two main types, red and blue. Blue is more of a light duty, hold this in here, but I will need to remove it in the future. Red is more like a glue. It is, I'm going to screw this in and it is never coming out again. Infamously, Mazda used red Loctite to hold the screws in on their NA and NB hardtop latches. The latch side itself on the hardtop, the screws are softer than the Loctite's hold was after a few years, and you would invariably strip screws while trying to take off the latches if, for example, they got worn out or you were replacing them with, you know, actual brackets to just permanently install your hardtop for something like Spec Miata. This resulted in quite a few ruined hardtops because people would break the heads off the bolt and have no real way of getting them out aside from drilling out the hole and then retapping it, or some people even had to cut holes in their hardtop, the SMC itself, and come at it from the other side to get them back out. It was a big mess. Now on the flip side, there's this problem. This right here is the latch point for the NC Miata. This is for both the hard and soft tops. It's this big metal piece here, goes down in the header panel. And what rattles around is one of the screws under here, under this plastic piece, comes out because there was no Loctite used at all. And they just rattle on out over the life of the car. I mean, this is admittedly almost 180,000 miles. It's just now gone wrong, but come on, you don't think that at least you'd use some blue on that? I mean, I can understand not using red. That'd be a poor application for red. Honestly, everything's a bad application for red. Don't use red Loctite, my God. I'm gonna get so much crap for that in the comments from people who have legitimate uses for red Loctite. Oh my gosh. Anyway, those screws are what I need to get to today, so I've got to take off all this plastic, and this goes all down the header panel, it goes down the A-pillars, and it's all got to come off, and I have no idea what I'm getting into. So yeah, we're just gonna undo some screws and see what happens. All right, looks like it's just 3 bolts per side here. You need a T30 for this smaller inner one here. Just go ahead and get that out of the way. And there's a bit of an adage about using the right tool for the job. Unfortunately, I can't find my T35, so I'm using a 5mm hex instead, which you should not do. But I know I'm not supposed to do it, so it's okay. Luckily, those were not very tight, so I think we got away from it. Got away with it, even. So. All right, out it comes. Now that latch is out of the way, we can pull the A-pillar off, and that is violent, mostly. Okay, yep. That is the A-pillar off. And if you notice, some magnets went flying. And the reason the magnets went flying is because NCs have the worst visors of all time. And the previous owner put these magnets up there in a desperate attempt to keep the visor from doing this. Unfortunately, it did not work. I did not realize there was a mirror in there. And it also has like a little slot for your ticket on the turnpike. That's it. Anyway, moving on. Let's see. Pull down somewhere. Where can I get my fingers in? Jeez. That is a noise. That's those awful metal clips. Gosh, what a terrible noise. Oh, they did fall out. Okay, good. All right, let's unhook Monsieur Dome Light. Okay, that is the 8th pillar. Hey, I found my rattle. It's just chilling. Where's this go? Oh, yep, right there. Uh-huh. And look at that. Let's see. Hang on. Let's do a quick check. Yep. No Loctite whatsoever. Very naughty, Mazda. Is this loose at all? Okay, so at least the latch itself is still in there. And it always seems to be just one of those bolts. And it looks like that's going to be the same T35 or 5mm if you're naughty. So let's go buy some Loctite since I actually don't have any. And we can get this all wrapped up. No more rattles. And hey, maybe let's see how loose the rest of these are actually. Oh, wow. Okay, so the right two were at least a little bit tight. Like I could still undo them basically by hand, but this one wasn't even done up at all. So I think I'm gonna go to the store. I might actually buy the correct size bit while I'm there, so I'll just take this with me to make sure that it's correct. I'll be back in just a moment. All right, I am back from O'Reilly's. Got my Permatex thread locker blue. Hand tool removable, yeah, don't want to use red, and prevents vibration loosening. Imagine that, there's actually a product that exists to prevent this exact issue. Wow, cool. Thanks, Mazda, your engineers did a wonderful job. Oh my god. So since one of these is really loose and one of these came out completely, I'm going to take my new socket. Don't lose things, because it's expensive to go buying the same thing over and over when you keep losing it. I thought that getting a shop in a toolbox would prevent that somewhat, but apparently the problem was me all along. I just lose things. Wonderful. I'm gonna take all these out, and they are getting thread locker, and they're getting reinstalled. I have no idea what the torque value is on these. I couldn't find one. I'm guessing it's hand tight and then a little bit more. It doesn't seem to be much. This isn't really structural per se, but it does keep the whole hard top slash soft top, if you have one, from wiggling around. So let's just, I'm actually not gonna take all these out at once because then the last one can hold that up. So let's, oh, I put the magnet in the same cup holder as all the fasteners. So now they're, well, they're not going anywhere at least. Put a dab of blue thread locker on them. I think that's open. I don't think I have to do anything here. Other than get it all over my fingers. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Just a little smear like that. Hopefully you can see that. I can't tell. If you've ever worked on like a computer, you'll notice that there is a little blue dab like this on every single screw that you remove from a laptop. And that is because laptops vibrate as they move around and as you use them. And you don't want your laptop disassembling itself. Unscheduled self-disassembly is very rarely a good thing, unless your YouTube channel is based around it. In which case it's a good thing, makes you money. Last bolt. No! Torque spec is Gutentite, and I think it is. So, what order does this go back together in? I guess installation is a reversive removal. Go ahead and plug her back in. Make sure that I've still got all of my ridiculously strong metal clips, some guide pens. I'll find a solution to these sun visors one day, and I will be sure to share it with all of you when I do. Okay, now for our A-pillar. Yeah, just like some really crappy plastic Legos. So these are also hardtop latches. I think these bolts are also gonna get the blue Loctite treatment. Where did I put my blue Loctite? I have no idea what I'm doing. That's one side good to go. Now I'll just do the same on the other side and we can go see if this worked. Got that all buttoned up. I forgot about the little screws that help hold that header panel on. Also, it's a T40 for the big ones, not a T35. I don't know why anyone watches these videos. I clearly have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. Anyway, did this all actually work? Worked great. Rattle's gone. Thanks for watching.